Hello, my fellow Ripplers. This is Chris Miles, your cash flow expert and anti-financial advisor. Welcome to our show that's for you and about you, those who work so hard for your money, and you want your money to start working harder for you right now. You want that freedom, cash flow, and prosperity today, not 30 or 40 billion years from now, but right now, to live that life as you love, doing what you love with those you love. But most importantly, guys, about living a life of purpose is about living a rich life, because it's not just about being rich. It's about creating a ripple effect through the lives of others, because as you're blessed financially, you can do the same for others too. So welcome to our show. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Money Ripples with Chris Miles page. Click subscribe and check out a lot of the bonus videos we're starting to release right now. So be sure to check that out.
Chris Miles was able to retire twice by the time he was 39 years old, but he's not content to just enjoy his own financial freedom and peace of mind. Chris wants you to have your own ripple effect so you can live free today. He's not the financial advisor you expected. He's the anti-financial advisor you deserve. He's jumping behind the mic right now, ready to make waves. Here's Chris Miles.
All right, guys. So today's topic, I want to get in your face a little bit, okay? Just like the last few weeks. I guess if you haven't picked up the hint, I'm feeling an urgency, right? I'm feeling a massive urgency for you guys to create change and to do it now, not to wait. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Every single week, month that goes by, opportunities are just blown right by. Now, here's the thing from an abundance perspective, right? There are plenty of opportunities out there. But the one thing you can never get back is time. Time is the one thing you need right now to be able to actually get some actual value in your life, because you don't know how long you're going to be on this planet. I don't know how long I'm going to be on this planet. So if this is going to be my last episode, I better dang well make it count, right? That's what I'm doing here. So I want to talk about a topic that I'm starting to see very prevalent, and it happens a lot in these kind of markets right now. And I want to talk about what are the investments that broke people are talking about currently, right? And I'll tell you, when I say broke people, I don't mean people that have no money. There are people that have lots and lots of money, but the problem is that they do not know how to invest. Just remember, just because somebody makes a lot of money, and just because somebody's been successful in one area of their life, whether it be in their business or even with a certain strategy, even if it's real estate investing, it does not mean that they're an amazing investor, right? I learned this a lot from myself, right? Again, I got burned in the last recession. I went over $1 million in the hole after being financially independent because I got lazy, because I was that kid in his late 20s. I was about 28, 29 years old, and I had dollar signs in my eyes because now I love the fact that there was so much possibility, right? And there were so many opportunities. But understand that those shiny objects can throw people off if you're not disciplined. You need to develop the skills to be a disciplined investor. So what are broke people talking about right now? Because back then, during the last recession, it was real estate, right? And it wasn't just any real estate. It was about how to make a killing, hundreds of a percent. A lot of flipping was going on because, again, there was high appreciation, kind of like right now, but high appreciation. But a lot of it was from appraisal fraud, right? It wasn't legit. It wasn't like people actually were paying that much money. It's because there was appraisers that weren't being managed properly. And yes, builders were trying to drive those up and get those appraisers to get their prices up. Now appraisers are scared to death to appraise anything too high. That's why if you've bought a house recently, it's very possible that if you offered a price, it came in above the appraised value, because appraisers do not want to get caught saying too much. So that's what created a bubble last time. So again, it created a bubble, right? And then people got caught their pants down. I remember people are lending their money at 60% a year. That's not 1.6, that's 60% a year that they were lending their money out, 5% a month for hard money lending. You do not find that in today's market, right? Occasionally I'll see something in the 20s, and I think that's pretty incredible. But you do not see people offering to pay 60%, but they were doing it. But once everything hit the fan, right? Once that happened, those people were out of business. Those people were losing money or had to make drastic adjustments to their strategies. A lot of people got burned in the last recession, which is why people still today are saying that real estate's a bad place, right? And that's dumb. Super dumb to even say that. That's like saying the stock market is always bad, right? Which is not true, because I love stock markets after a big crash, but that's about it. Other than that, they're not even worth it. So I'm looking at this now, like what kind of bubbles are being created? What are broke investors, right? Which I would say, AKA gamblers. What are broke investors or gamblers talking about right now? You should already know this answer, because it's all over the media. It's whatever's creating a lot of hype right now. And by the way, whatever creates a lot of hype is usually the thing you want to run away from. When you start hearing everybody talk about something, that is not the thing to go into. Now, granted, if you listen to a real estate podcast, you'd say, well, it's real estate. No. Look around the media. Look at the mainstream media. You do not see people saying, oh, you should buy real estate. You hear people more lamenting saying, when are prices going to drop? and the truth is, they haven't, right? They're not even stagnating yet, right? They're still going up despite that fact, because everything's driving up with appreciation. The two places I see people gambling right now, and they are not invested, they are gamblers, and they're broke people talking about all the time. The more broke the people, the more they talk about this. Stocks, crypto. Stocks and crypto. Those are the two places that broke investors, or gamblers, really, they're not even investors. Broke people are trying to invest in right now. If the masses, even if it's like a certain minority of those masses are trying to run to that, especially if they're people that have no business trying to invest, those are the people you should not listen to. In fact, you should probably do the opposite of whatever they're doing. I saw this even a couple years ago. If you guys go back far enough, you go back about 3 years back. You remember when crypto, when it's specifically Bitcoin, hit 20,000, right? It hit 20,000. I did a show November of that year. I said, listen, Bitcoin is in a bubble. Watch out, right? And everybody's like, oh, Bitcoin is awesome. It's going to keep going. And then what did it do? It crashed. Now, here's the thing. About 8 months later or so, I bought Bitcoin. Why? Because all the dumb money fled. Everybody freaked out. The people that thought they were investors and good investors were gambling and bailed, right? And a lot of and there was even institutional money at that time. Now it's being driven up higher. I am not saying Bitcoin specifically. Now, when I talk about crypto, I'm talking about all crypto. I'm talking about all kinds of things. I'm putting this in a big bucket, right? Because there's always the latest and greatest thing. When there's always this bright, shiny object, and hey, what about Dogecoin? Hey, what about this NFT or that? You're like, okay, if you start talking about all these different things, then we know we got some major hype and bubbles happening. Same thing with the stock market. Stock market has never run up 13 years in a row. We are now about to end 2021 on an up note for the 13th year in a row, guys. Before that, 6 years was the most I could find in the stock market history, trying to go back on the charts to find consecutive up years in a row. I couldn't find anything beyond 6 years in a row, guys. Here we are, 13 years in a row. And of course, I have people, even people that are doing real estate investing, saying, yeah, but you should diversify into stocks. Stocks are great. Dividend paying stocks, you should go there all the way. Guys, here's the deal. It's the same mentality. The same thing that's getting people caught up is greed. Greed is the thing you want to watch out for. See, like when I'm investing right now, like I don't care about hyping anything up. I'm just making money, right? I'm just making money and doing what I'm doing. Now, people aren't getting all hyped up anymore on big numbers, even though it should be consistently big numbers. That's the thing you should watch out for. Again, it's like the tortoise and the hare. Now, the tortoise, in my opinion, the tortoise in this example should be making at least 10% a year on their money, right? On that money, cash on cash returns, internal returns, whatever you want to do, should be double digits. If it's, I'm not talking about the tortoise that's putting their money in a savings account and losing. I'm talking about those that are still beating inflation. It should be at least 10% a year. But when you see the stock market going up 15% a year average almost for the last 13 years, doesn't look that great. Oh, I don't want to deal with tenants. I don't want to deal with any possible headaches, even if I'm just investing my money in a syndication. I don't want to deal with that. That, man, look at the stock market. I can throw it in, make money, and look at that. Today it did this. Today did not so much. Oh, but today it did this. And you get caught up in all the hype and all the fun. And I'm telling you, for someone who had taught 200 people how to trade stocks and options, that is a dangerous mentality. I saw what a gambler's mentality was. I trained a lot of people, I had to get them away from a gambler's mentality, even when they were investing in the stock market. So the thing I'm telling you, I'm warning you of, right, is stay away from all these bright, shiny objects, all this newest, latest, and greatest things, especially when it's brand new or it's just coming out because it's riding a wave, it's riding the hype, right? That is the thing you should be very careful of. Now, let me address crypto here, because some people say, Chris, I'm in real estate and I love crypto. I'm doing both. Awesome. Here's my warning to you. If you're putting a good chunk of your wealth into crypto, you deserve to get burned. I hope you don't. I hope you take your profits and run, right? I hope you come out on top. The likelihood is, if you get lulled into security and comfort, and this is what happens, and whenever this is big, when everything's going up, right? It doesn't matter, real estate, stocks, Bitcoin, crypto, everything is going up. When that happens, this is when people get lazy. This is when even good investors can become bad investors. This is when good investors can become gamblers. And especially if they start getting this FOMO, right? The fear of missing out. You start to worry, wait a minute, but if I do this, they made this much over here. My dad fell into this trap. 1999, right? He saw people's returns in the tech industry and he said, wait a minute, my mutual funds didn't do that much. I'm going to go into tech. I'm going to move more of my 401k into tech now. And what happened? Tech crashed in 2000 through 2002. It crashed and he lost a large percentage of his 401k, what felt like overnight to him. He went from, maybe I'll be able to retire in the mid 2000s to, will I ever be able to retire? I'm seeing so much crap out there today. And I'm seeing on social media, even with my friends, even the real estate investors, that again, now understand, even if people do the right kind of stuff, they can do it in a way that they're in the right place at the right time. Timing could be on their side. I look at people that have consistently done this for decades. Now, I get it. If you're 20s or 30s, you haven't been around for decades to do this kind of stuff. That's not a problem. You can still choose differently and learn from those that are beat up quite a bit by different markets and different economic conditions. Watch what we've learned from our battle wounds, right? Our battle scars. If you were to go into battle, you're just a young kid, you're not going to say, I'm awesome, I'm young, I'm vibrant. I'm not going to listen to those old guys. I'm not going to listen to those generals. You should be listening to those generals all day long. These generals, guys like us, learned lots of lessons, a lot of mistakes that we made being in your shoes, doing those same kind of things and getting burned. This is why a lot of us that are my age, 40s and 50s and 60s, we don't get caught up in all this, the hoopla and the drama of all these new and latest and greatest things. I still get excited about investments. There's no doubt. I'm excited about this topic. I love it. But you will not see me get so excited and turn my brain off. I've done that before, and that's what cost me in the 7 figures, right? That's what cost me over $1 million. That mistake, not to mention all the opportunity costs of what I could have made. That probably cost me millions and millions of dollars had I been wise with my money, focused on keeping it, not just on trying to grow it and gamble with it. That is my warning to you guys, especially if you're putting your money heavily into stocks and cryptos. Watch out. Even if you're a real estate investor, especially if a new one, if you've been a real estate investor in the last 5 or 10 years, it's very easy to try to do both of these things. Stay in your lane, invest in what you know. Even if you think you've read up all the articles, the truth is that this stuff is all hyped. It's unproven. You don't know. And yeah, I'm not saying you can't make a lot of money. That's why I still have crypto myself, guys. I do, but such a tiny percentage of my little portfolio, such a tiny percentage. If I lost it all, I'm going to be just fine. Can you say the same thing? If the stock market were to start crashing tomorrow, would you be okay? And don't say you would get out, because the truth is that psychologically, people don't pull their money out of the market when it goes down. They wait for it to bottom out or bounce back up. And the problem is they never know when that bounce is. Because when it starts to bounce back up, they get hope of, well, maybe I was right a little bit more. I can get back my money. I can get back my losses. And then it goes down again. Never quite gets up to where they were. And next thing you know, they're riding the entire wave. Dumb way to do money. Dumb way to invest. It's short-sighted and it's gambling. Don't get caught in that mess. Do not get caught there. Again, you can have stocks, you can have crypto, but if you're going to put that if you want to really grow your wealth and have cash flow, especially, great. Do a small percentage there. Don't gamble your entire wealth on those things. If you make money, great. You did. By the way, I already pulled out my money plus an extra 20, 25% of growth. Anything I have in Bitcoin right now is all extra gains. all the extra gains. Now, someone might say that was dumb, Chris, because you missed out on tons. Because I sold off on some of my Bitcoin to get my profits when it was about 18,000, 19,000 a Bitcoin. You might say, yeah, but you lost out. Now it's 60,000 plus. Okay, that's cool. I don't look back. I don't care. One thing I learned from stock trading is you never look back. If you made a profit, be happy with it. And like I said, I got all my money back out, all my principal, plus about a 20, 25% gain. I'm happy. I'm like, great. I made more no matter what. Even if Bitcoin went to zero, it would do nothing to me because I've already got that cash back out and that money's already working for me. That's how I see it. That's the things I've learned from making mistakes as an investor. Investors, even if they do that kind of stuff, they don't try to gamble. They don't try to do a lot of speculation. They go for the sure bet. They go to ensure that they not only have wealth, but they keep it and then keep building on it. It's much easier to build wealth from where it is than losing it and trying to rebuild it once again. Guys, that is my focus. That is my advice for you is don't get caught up in what the broke people are doing right now. Don't get caught up with your neighbors, your cousins, your classmates that could even pass a remedial math class and now somehow they're supposed to be smart with this stuff. Don't buy into that. Don't buy into the hoopla, especially if they're trying to sell you on something. Don't buy into it. Focus on what works. Go for the stable, predictable stuff. And guys, and that's not where you're gambling. That is not the stock market. That is not with crypto. That is not those kind of areas. I'm going for the places that right now people aren't talking about as much. That's why I'm doing real estate. That's why you hear only those of us in the real estate game talking about real estate. Because the rest of the people, they're already doing it. They're like, maybe dabble in it, but it's not sexy. To me, boring is sexy. To me, the predictable stuff, that's a sexy thing to go for. You may disagree, and I'm okay with that. But time will tell. I know because I burned myself thinking like the way broke people are thinking right now, the way that gamblers are thinking. I've learned my lesson. I'm not losing money again. Guys, the choice is yours. What are you going to do with it? And by the way, there are some amazing deals paying great money, and I'm making it too. I'm not even have to gamble to do this stuff. Again, I'm not saying that anything is risk-free. I'm saying there's risk, and I'm not telling you to do any specific strategy because I don't know your situation. But what I am saying is there are great investments out there that are lower risk than stock markets and cryptos, and they can still pay great, amazing double-digit returns. That could be yours as well. If you got questions of that, you can always reach out to us on our website, moneyripples.com. But my challenge to you is first, wake up, shake off that gambler mentality, and then find a way to actually take action now so your life begins to change today. Guys, make it a wonderful and prosperous week. We'll see you later.
Visit us online at moneyripples.com for more resources to help you fix money leaks and get your money working harder for you now.